Good afternoon, Zimbabwe, and welcome to the Senate Question and Answer session. And we are coming to you live from Mount Hamden, the Parliament building. My name is Mnyaradzi Msiwa, and today we get to witness the members of the upper house debating and deliberating on key issues that concern the citizens' well-being. Yesterday, we did bring you the question and answer session from the lower house, where some of the key issues were raised. We had the Minister of Industry and Commerce raising concerns over the exportation of unprocessed raw materials that are sourced locally. But now the ministry says that they have formulated a local content strategy which is going to capacitate and empower a local manufacturing industry so that they also compete on the national market and also on the international market and also be able to promote the local products. And also another issue that came up was an issue of the mining sector, of course, which also resonates with the Minister of Industry and Commerce to say that there were concerns over the value addition of minerals so that we do not export raw and unprocessed minerals. And of course, we had the Minister of Mines and Mining Development reiterating that the government had also banned the exportation of lithium concentrate or unprocessed and all unprocessed minerals. And of course, you know, lithium is a key product in the production of batteries, and we would like to see a lot of value addition happening in that sector, of course, because we used to have companies that were producing batteries like Kariba Batteries in the Midlands province, and if you can see all those companies coming back to life. These are some of the concerns that were raised by parliamentarians. And last week, also, in the House of Senate, the senators raised the concerns over some of the foreign mining companies operating in rural areas, which they say that they were actually not complying with the environmental and mining regulations. Of course, they raised concerns over the abuse of their subjects. Of course, they gave an example of an incident which happened in the National and Central, where a person was shot, and the concerns were raised. And of course, the Minister of Mines and Mining Development assuring the nation that the government is seized with the matter. They've engaged the Embassy of China to ensure that they speak to most of the foreign nationals who are mostly of Chinese citizenship who are operating in Zimbabwe. So these are some of the concerns that we look forward to the House of Senate speaking and also making a follow-up on these key issues. And for now, let us cross over into the House and join the proceedings already in session.
What is the correct word? Without them being beneficiated. But there's a bit of confusion, Mr. President. Are we just talking about lithium, or we are talking about all the minerals? That includes chrome, because it's just a stone. If you look at it, it's just a stone. It does not make any sense of being a mineral. Black granite, which happens to be mined from my home area in Uzumba. Are these two and other minerals also included on the list of those that are not going to be exported? Because the mining of these two, chrome and the black granite, are just leaving yawning holes in the mountains, and people are not benefiting, and I'm not sure if the state is benefiting. So my question is, are these other minerals, in addition to to lithium, also included in not being exported without beneficiation? Thank you, Mr. President.
I guess you're asking the Minister of Mines?
The Minister of Mines, yes.
Honorable Minister, can you respond?
Thank you very much, Honorable President of the Senate. I would like to thank Honorable Senator for his very important question. Yesterday, we gave a press statement with regard to suspension of some minerals, namely lithium concentrates and unbeneficiated or unvaluated minerals. The thrust of the Second Republic is to make sure that all minerals are beneficiated in country for the benefit of Zimbabweans through creating creation of employment and increase of export receipts. The Honorable Senator pointed out that some other minerals such as granite are still going out unbeneficiated. There is a ban that was put by government through a statutory instrument in 2020 to ban export of raw granite. What we have done is to re-implement that ban. Granite is part of the mineral that we indicated as any other raw minerals or unbeneficiated mineral, which means automatically raw granite is banned for export. Chrome concentrates are not part of the suspension because that's the level of beneficiation that was approved by the ministry, but we'll be engaging the sector so that they can further value aid from that level of beneficiation to ferrochrome. Currently, there is not much or enough capacity to absorb chrome concentrates. That's why they were exempted as of now. But for lithium, there are some issues that were noted by the ministry. That's why we came up with this suspension, and we'll be engaging the industry very soon on the new expectations on lithium concentrates and lithium sulfate. I thank you, Honorable Secretary.
Supplementary, Honorable Senator Zindi. Is that a supplementary as well? And that's a supplementary as well? Honorable Mtwangwa, is that a supplementary? All right, in that order.
Thank you, Mr. President. I applaud the decision by the Minister of Mines to suspend exportation of raw lithium. Now, my question is, what are the plans, or what plans does he envisage in terms of ensuring that the processing of this lithium or beneficiation is done in this country, and over and above that, what is the take by Zimbabweans in the process of beneficiating in terms of employment creation? I thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. Already, the subsector had set up some beneficiary plans to evaluate lithium to lithium concentrates, but we felt the level of beneficiation is not good enough to benefit the country. So as such, we'll be engaging the industry on new government expectations, which I will preempt after meeting up with the industry tomorrow for national interests and benefits of local Zimbabweans. We'll be looking at things of, we'll be looking at issues to do with increasing export receipts and also mineral accountability, full declarations of what is being exported, and also employment creation for locals in that industry. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Senator Mjereng.
Azvita, Mr. President. Ndichidawo kutevera mumashure mevataura. Takanangana nechicherwa chelithium. Pamashure apo, Mr. President, nyika yedu yakazikamwa nokucherwa kwelithium, ichitaridza kuti inenge yakawanda munyika yese. Asi nyaya yangu iri kuuya pakuti Minister, tinozvitenda nekuzvikudza kuti tinoda kuvandudza chicherwa, asi nekuwanda kwataita kusanganisira neve vanochera vechidiki vanogona kunge vasina zvikwanisiro zvokuzoiprocessa. Tinoziva kuti dzakatosiyana-siyana, kune imwe inonzi chii kunge nhatu kunge ina. Pane urongwa here hwokuti vanenge vainawo maklema nelithium vakaichera, pane here makambani anogona kuzovatengerawo kuti ichivandudzwa isati yabuda? Nekuti havazi vese vanogona kuzowana zvikwanisiro zvokuti vaivandudze. Saka tiri kuda kubvunza kuti Minister, vachigadzirisa zvese izvozvi, vari kutarisawo here divi ravaya vanogona kunge vakawana mukana wekuti ndawanawo pairi vachagona kuichera sechicherwa chisinganyanyi kunetsa, kuti kana vaichera ivavo ichifanirwa kuvandudzwa vachaitwa sei? Kune vachaitenga here vachiivandudza? Tinotenda, Mr. President.
Honorable Minister.
Tinotenda zvikuru mubati wechigaro muSenate. Tinotenda zvakare Honorable nemubvunzo wavo. Muna 2023 tine mutemo watakaisa Statutory Instrument 57 of 2023 yaitendera vacheri vechidiki kuti vanogona kuchera chicherwa chelithium, vachera votengesera avo vane zvikwanisiro zvekuvandudza chicherwa ichi kuti chinge chine uremu hwepamusoro kana kuti yatinoti value yepamusoro. Saka sehurumende hatisati avhara mukana iwoyo uchiripo, asi nyaya imwe yanga yakuitika yanga yekuti pane dzimwe nhubu dzanza kungoti matombo aya dzinenge dzawana vongomakrasha akadaro kuti aite madiki, votobuda nawo pachena asina kupinda mushina iya inoita kuti chicherwa chinge chine uremu, vari vacheri vechidiki. Saka tichataura nemakambani makuru vane maprocessing plants kuti vakwanise kunge vaine urongwa hwekuti kunzvimbo dzinowanika lithium idzodzo vaise atinoti mabuying points ekuti vange vachitenga lithium isati yaprocesswa iya nemari dzatinenge tawirirana nawo sehurumende nebandiko rinoona nezvekuburiswa kwezvicherwa reMMCZ, kuti vanenge vachitenga nemari iyi kuti vanhu vedu vange vachiwana chouviri kubva mazviri. Vatenga nemari yatinenge tawirirana sehurumende vochienda kunovandudza chicherwa icho kuti pakubuda kwacho chinge chabuda chine udzamu kana kuti uremu hwatichawirirana nawo mangwana. Mazvita.
The last but one supplementary, Honorable Senator Mtsangwa.
Thank you. I would want to start by congratulating the Honorable Minister on this very wise move concerning our raw materials beneficiation. I want to ask him to explore the possibility of upscaling his engagement beyond the industrial players which he's talking about, upscaling it to the level of his counterpart in China, in the Ministry of Mines, but also in the Ministry of Industry. The question being to ask China to help in driving investment in the supply chain of the lithium industry, because China single-handedly now has the overwhelming patents of lithium-ion batteries, which are the driver of the new electric vehicle industry, which is overtaking the world. Fossil fuels are finished. Electric batteries, of which lithium is a major component, are in. So I'm asking the minister to do a bilateral engagement, because this friendly country could support all the value chain up to the batteries themselves, because it has got a jugular hold on the lithium-ion battery industry. Even the United States is quaking, even Europe is quaking, because China is the king. I thank you. So I'm asking if the minister could upscale his engagement beyond the mining companies to actually go to their home country and ask for a bilateral engagement. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Senator Mutsangwa. As you switch off your mic, I'm not sure whether this was a question, but it was a piece of advice. And I'm sure, a small comment, Honorable Minister, that was not a question.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chair, I would like to thank Senator Mutsangwa for his contribution and question. As government, our main ambition or our main aim is to make sure that we exhaust the whole lithium value chain in the country. That is from mineral extraction to manufacturing of lithium finished products. But this is not going to be an event, but it's a process that we're going to be doing in phases. We started with the banning export of raw lithium exports. Now we are on lithium concentrates. Last year, we announced that companies should go further to beneficiate by establishing lithium sulfate plants, something which the industry is embraced, with some already having set lithium sulfate plants. But we were not really impressed with the level of beneficiation, the stored capacities of those plants, and also the efficiency of those plants. The second phase will see us calling for those lithium producers to further evaluate into battery-grade lithium, which is lithium carbonate. We'll also be engaging experts in that field, not only focusing on China, but countries with the right expertise to manufacture batteries locally in the country, considering that we do have most ingredient minerals into the battery manufacturing circuit. China, we understand they are experts as well, so we'll also be engaging them to assist the country build capacity for battery manufacturing. So like I've said, it's a process which we are going to implement in phases, and other phases are already at the implementation stages. So we want to complete the whole lithium value chain in the country, considering that we do have all the ingredient minerals into the battery manufacturing.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. May I inform the House that we have been joined by other ministers. We have Honorable Z. Soda, who is the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services. He's waiting for your questions. We also have Honorable Dr. Moyo, the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, is amongst us. We also have Honorable Z. Ziambi, who is the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, is also in the House. We have Honorable Mavetera, who is the Minister for ICT, is amongst us. We also have Honorable Ol Marupi, the Deputy Minister for Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services. You will agree with me that today we have a very good number of ministers with us. Therefore, it calls for a variety of questions to all the ministers, so that you just come in and sit and go without receiving any questions. So you have to vary your questions to all of them, at least today. Honorable Senator Shiri.
Mashita, Mr. President, mubvunzo wangu wakanangana na Honorable Minister we Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Minister Timoyo. Honorable Minister, policy yenyu inoti kudii maringe heritage based education. Takatarisa kuti munyika muno tine zvikoro zvehurumende nema private schools. Mashita, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
Regai ndikutendei mubati wechigaro. Ndotenda Honorable Senator Shiri nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Mutemo wehurumende pasection 63 yebumbiro remutemo unotaurawo kuti zvidzidzo curriculum nechirungu, zvidzidzo zvinodzidziwa munyika kunofanira kuva necurriculum imwe chete inopiwa zvikoro nasecretary, permanent secretary. Saka takatarisa bumbiro remutemo weZimbabwe, tinoona kuti heritage based curriculum ndiyo inofanira kunge ichidzidzwa muzvikoro zvese. Asi pari zvino tine macurriculum anokwanisa kuita matatu. Heritage based curriculum inodzidziswa muzvikoro zvehurumende, zvekanzuru, zvemachechi nemamwe ma-private schools offer heritage based curriculum. Kozoita atinoti ma-ATA schools nema-independent colleges nemamwe ma-private schools offer Cambridge. Tozotarisa Harare International School inenge yakagadzirirwa vana vema-ambassadors, vane yavanoti Bakulin system yavanoshandisa. Saka takatarisa mutemo uyu, takaisa mudare mucabinet, tikati zvikoro zvese kutanga gore ramangwana, zvikoro zvese zvemuno munyika zvinosungirwa kuita heritage based curriculum. Kune vaya vanoda kuramba vachiita Cambridge, vanotozoita seoption yepiri, asi vanofanira kutanga vanyora tsamba kuna secretary weprimary and secondary education vachitsanangura kuti vachazvibatanidza sei kuti heritage based ndo yekutanga kozouya zvakare Cambridge. Noti tinoona kuti zvikoro zvizhinji havachadzidzisi history yeZimbabwe, kuti takabva kupi tiri kuendepi. Zvakare mitauro yedu yechivanhu yevanhu vatema nemuno muZimbabwe inosanganisira Shona, Ndebele, Kalanga, Chishangani, Tonga, yose atingati officially recognized indigenous languages hadzidzisiwi nezvikoro zvakawanda zvema-ATS. Vana vakungoita vana French, vana Chinese, vasingaite languages zedu. Saka tinokurudzira kuti kutanga gore ramangwana 2027 vana vese nyika yedu yeZimbabwe vaite heritage based curriculum, vachiita zvakare ma-indigenous languages. Asi hativarambidzi kuita ivo vana French, vana German, Portuguese, ngavaite zvavo. Chatiri kuti 2027 inyaya yekuti temu rino ndo patiri kutanga kuparura HBC, heritage based curriculum, kuzvikoro izvozvo zvanga zvisiri kupa zvidzidzo zvatataura zveHBC. Saka tichatanga kuvatraina temu rino
kureva kuti vese vari form 5 vari form 3 magrade 6 vaneva kumanikidzwa kuita HBC. Ndatenda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I recognize Honorable Senator Mdluli.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is directed to the Minister of Mines, though part of my question has already been answered through honorable members who were asking some supplementary questions. But we'll still go on to say, Minister, what mechanisms have been put in place to monitor compliance with the ban and to prevent smuggling and illicit mineral exports? And also to say, to what extent or what assessment has been conducted on the short-term and long-term impact of the ban on mineral export earnings and foreign currency inflows? I thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to thank Honorable Senator for the question. Currently, we are working with law enforcement agents and revenue authorities, ZIMRA and MMCZ, in the implementation of the ban to make sure that no paperwork is processed for those minerals that were listed on the ban, and again that no minerals are shipped out or passed through our borders pending finalization of this issue. So far, everything is going on very well. So in the short term, there could be some disruptions, yes, in terms of export revenue coming in the country, but it's not going to take longer before we agree with the industry. Both issues to agree on the way forward and the beneficiation levels that are expected by government. So it's not going to create much disruptions in the industry, because like I've said, I'll be meeting the industry tomorrow morning, agree on terms and the way forward. But to make sure that there will be efficient in future with regard to applications for exports, we've made sure that there be some recommendations from the province where those minerals are being exported from, so that our ministry will go physically to inspect on the level of beneficiation being done on the ground. This will involve our metallurgists to check on the production line and also to check on the metal composition of the run-of-mine ores and also the final product, to make sure that the concentration is to the levels of expectation by government. So we look forward to increase our export receipts, because we'll be exporting betterly beneficiated metals as compared to as of now. Yes, there are concentrates in brackets, but not proper concentrates. So we're looking forward to improve on that after meeting with the industry. But on the ban of other minerals, our minerals will not rot, they will not expire. When there is technology to process those minerals in future, they will be processed in future by future generation. That's sustainability. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Senator Mavenyengwa.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to ask the Minister what incentives the government or the ministry is offering to those who want to do beneficiation to our minerals, so that we get the investors who are encouraged to come because of some certain benefits which they are going to get which maybe they work together with the Minister of Finance. What do they offer to our investors so that they are encouraged to come and make sure they beneficiate our minerals? Thank you, Mr. President.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you again, Honorable Senator, for the follow-up question. First, we are offering a good geology. Our country is blessed with a good mineral geology, which is unique from other mining jurisdictions. Number two, we are offering a good human resource capital that we have in the country in terms of mining. There is a plethora of incentives that the Ministry of Mines and the Ministry of Finance have set aside for investors. Talk of free duty on capital equipment to the mining industry. Talk of tax holidays, security of tenure, and the peaceful environment that was brought by the Second Republic through His Excellency President Idi Mnangagwa. Those are not found in other jurisdictions. Talk of DRC. So we are offering all those to investors who are coming, that they can come and enjoy the geology that we have. They can come and enjoy the minerals that we have that are not found in other countries. Talk of PGMs. Zimbabwe is the third PGM producer in the world after Russia and South Africa, although the South African deposit is now depreciating, which will position us to be the second PGM producer in the next few years. We have Africa's largest lithium deposit, and we are the fifth country in the world to be having the largest lithium deposit. That is, we are fifth. We are number 5 in the world in terms of lithium resources. So we are a unique nation, and those investors that are coming, they will be having a chance to interact with a lot of other minerals, critical minerals, talk of, that are in the country. Talk of rare earth, talk of antimony. Like I've said, these are transition minerals which are being sought after throughout the world. They are found here in Zimbabwe. There's no country going in the world, you dig 1 meter and find gold, except in Zimbabwe. So investors are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. On that note, I recognize Honorable Senator Ndebele.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mvunzo wangu unoenda kuna Minister of Primary and Secondary Education. Pane maticha akagara kumamisha uko, vadzidzisi vakabuda 2008 munyika, hameno nzira dzavakabuda nadzo, vakadzoka kuma 2010 and 2011 vakaenda kuzvikoro uku education vanokanowana nzvimbo dzekudzidzisa, vakazogara mwedzi mishoma vakasuspendwa kuti vanga vambobuda. Saka mubvunzo wangu unoti vakasuspendwa kwenguva yakadii, votokangamwa here kuti vakabva kucollege, teachers college? Mazvita, Mr. President.
Honorable Minister.
Ndinokutendai mubati wechigaro. Ndichitenda zvakare Honorable Senator nemubvunzo wavo wavasimudza. Ichokwadi vanhu vanosiya basa vanonyora zvikonzero zvinoita kuti vasiye basa. Vamwe vacho vanosiya basa nekuti vane vafunga kumboenda kwatinoti kuma in quotes greener pastures, vonoona zvavaremera vodzoka. Vanokurudzirwa kuti vanyore tsamba dzichienda kuMinistry of Education nePublic Service Commission vachikumbira kuti vadzoserwe kumabasa. Izvezvi tiri kunyanya kutora vaya vane vadzoka vakanyanya kuita zvemastem zvinana maths, physics, chemistry, computer science, engineering nezvimwe zvatinodzidzisa. Vakangonyora tsamba dzavo vakanzi dzokai tinovapa basa. Asi iyo yavataura iyo mubati wechigaro, kana munhu anga abvumirwa kuti chidzoka basa, iye ozochajiwa iyo yave tinongoti iyo ngaichinyorwa pabepa, nokuti havasi vose kana watonzi chidzoka basa wotoshanda, zvokuchajiwa zvave zvimwe, zvokumiswa zvakare. Inyaya inotoda kuti vatonyora kuti murayiridzi ningi anga adzoswa asi akazomiswa zvakare. Asi ndafunga kuti pavasimudza nyaya yevana varayiridzi vakagara mudzimba, ndatofara kuti chirega ndiudzira rino kuti ezvino izvi taakupinza basa. Kutanga musi wematakawana treasury concurrence vhiki rino, mazuva maviri apera, tinoziva kuti kune vanhu vakapedza makosi evarayiridzi vagere. Saka hurumende yatibvumidza kuti tichitanga kutora, takatonyorera maPDs ese kuti vatiudze kuti vanoda maticha mangani kumaprovinsi ese ari 10. Vanotinyorera musi wa28 February usati wapfuura, kureva kuti musi wemuvhuro taakutanga kutora. Ndatenda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Pleasing information indeed. Still on my list, I recognize Honorable Senator Zhou.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is directed to the Minister of Local Government and Public Works. Persons with disabilities try to start their businesses under the Shop License Act, Chapter 14.17. Under Section 6 of that Act, they say they will provide some exemptions. But when you try to then apply so that maybe you can have some subsidized license fees, that is denied by local authorities. Are there other policy windows that these people, especially persons with disabilities wanting to be entrepreneurs, small businesses, use so that at least they have a subsidized license fee regime? I thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Senate President. Allow me to thank the Honorable Member, the Honorable Senate, for the question that he has asked. By way of background, Honorable Senate President, you may want to know that towards the end of 2025, Cabinet approved the slashing of license fees across all local authorities, various sectors and subsectors of our economy, as a way of easing business for everybody, people who live with disabilities included. Majority of the local authorities have adhered to the new fee structure that has been approved by Cabinet. If there is a local authority which is not adhering to the new regime of fees, we humbly request the Honorable Senator to write to us so that we can put corrective measures in place. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that response. Next on the list, Honorable Senator Unganai.
Maidabasa, Mr. President, mvunzo wangu wakanangana na Minister we Energy but ndivaoni ndakupfudzira mvunzo wangu kuna Leader of the Government Business. Mr. President, through you, tine dambudziko ratiri kuona munzvimbo dzakapoteredza dzatinobvawo nedzinogara vamwe panyaya yezesa. Mr. President, kune makambani anopuwa basa nezesa. Ndinovimba kuti akatiwa mairi kana matatu. Mr. President, basa ravanoita harina kunyatsoti tswenene. Takatarisa nenyaya yemapango avanocherera aya anozodonha achipa njodzi muvagari nezvipfuwo zvinenge zvichifamba mukati memasango. Mubvunzo wangu kuna minista unoti, Honorable Minister, vanhu ava vanopuwa mapango ekucherera kupi akasiyana neezesa? Nekuti ndine bango riri padhuze nepachikoro pandakafunda rakaiswa 1985 nezesa. Nanhasi mapango iwayo hatisati taona problem. Asi kune mapango akaiswa 2005, 2013 asisisipo, akarara pasi nguva inei achikonzera njodzi muvagari kana magetsi acho ariko. Zvino toti, Honorable Minister, chikumbiro changu ndechekuti munobvunzawo vanhu ava kuti imi mapango enyu munombatora kupi akasiyana nemapango anoseenzeswa nezesa. Atenda.
Mazvita Honorable Senator unganai. Ndanga ndichifunga kuti mune mubvunzo zvino munotori nechikumbiro. Ndinovimba kuti minista vachitambira, saka mhinduro ichauya hatichanyanya kumira ipapo. Regai ndiende pamberi. Honorable Senator Chief Chikwaka.
Ndatenda Mr. President. Nditenderewo ndibvunze mubvunzo wangu kuna Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.
Varimo.
Kuti mutemo hurumende unoti maringe nenhau dzinotongwa mumatare edu kuma magistrate court uku, maringe nemhosva dzinoparwa nevanhu vanotengesa nzvimbo zviri kunze kwemutemo, nevanhu vanogarisana munzvimbo dzatingati pamwe malady barons, nevamwe vari kuuya kumaruwa votongwa vonzi vanoita community service. Mutemo unotiko hurumende inyaya dzipi dzine kodzero yekuti vanhu vanondotsvaira ivo vakawana makunun'unu nemakunun'unu emari vachikanganisa ugaro hwavanhu? Zvakare, mutemo hurumende uri kutiko maringe nekuwedzera mapurisa, nokuti makamba mazhinji mapurisa akashota. Hakusisina tsika yataiona yekuti pagore mapurisa aitorwa mabasa. Ndo mubvunzo yandinayo kuna Minister of Justice. Ndatenda.
Mazvita Honorable Senator Chief Chikwaka. Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro. Ndichitenda nemubvunzo mubvunzo wavo wavari kubvunza maringe nekuti vanhu vanopiwa mitongo vanopiwa sei. Mubato wechigaro kunenge kune masentencing guidelines avanoseenzesa, asi mubvunzo wavo unenge uri kunanga kune vavari kuti vakatengesa nzvimbo isiri yavo vobva vapiwa community service. Kumadzitare edu mhosva dzinotongwa kumamagistrate dzimwe dzinoendeswa for review, asi zvakare avo vanenge vasina kugutsikana nemutongo vanogona kuenda vonoapila kuSuperior Court. Saka matare edu ane inonzi muchirungu checks and balances. Makesi anogona kuenda kureview, asi kana iwe ukange usina kugutsikana, nyaya yachona inogona kuendeswa kudare repamusoro kuti riongorore kuti dare repasi rakaita zvinhu nemazvo here. Saka tine nzira dzakawanda dzekugadzirisa mitongo inenge yaitwa pasi kuti matare edu epamusoro anga achiongorora oona kuti zvakaitwa zvine nduramo here. Tinotenda mubato wechigaro.
Mr. President, pane umwe wavasina kudaira wemapurisa. Sorry, ndangosimuka musina kundipa mvumo.
Udzokororei vanogona kunge vanga vauti process shop.
Ndabvunza zvakare kuti mutemo hurumende uri kutipa maringe nenyaya yemapurisa asisiri kuwanikwa akakodzera akawanda mumakamba nekuti mapurisa amashoma. Kare taiona bazi remapurisa richiemploya mapurisa nguva nenguva. Zvino mumakamba wemapurisa mapurisa hamuchina, zvopa basa rinorema kuti nyaya dziitwe nemazvo nokuti mapurisa ave mashoma mumakamba mazhinji. Hurumende iri kuti maringe nekupinzwa mabasa kuchipurisa kuti zvireruke mabasa aregere kuremera mapurisa.
Honorable Minister.
Ndoda kutenda mubato wechigaro nemubvunzo wavo wavari kuti makare kare tatine mapurisa akati wandei, asi zvino mukuona kwavo amashoma. Mubato wechigaro ndinoda kuti vakuru vemapurisa ndo vanoendesa kuvakuru vavo, minista voendesa kufinance kuti vange vachikumbira kuti tinoda budget allocation establishment yedu kana kuti mapurisa edu aziyama amashoma. Zvino mubvunzo wavo handigone kupindura zvine nduramo nekuti handisi kuzivawo ini kuti mapurisa adzikira here chaizvo chaizvo kana kuti ndo paanga ari. Asi vakanyora mapurisa anogona kutsetsemura manje kuti mugore rakati tatine mapurisa akati, gore rakati tikagokumbira tikapiwa 5 asi takumbira 100, pari zvino akamira zvakati. Zvochigona kutaurika kuti tinge tichiti zvavataura ndizvo here kana kuti hazvisirizvo. Tiine magwaro anoratidza kuti zvakamira sei. Saka ndanga ndichikumbira kuti vakanyora zvinojekesa kune munhu wese ari muno kuti tinge tichikurukura tichitaurirana tichinzwisisana nekuti tinenge tine magwaro anotaura chimiro chiripo chaicho chaicho. Tinotenda mubato wechigaro.
Mazita Honorable Minister, ichokwadi regai ndikumbire mambo vaite zvekutonyora pasi kuitira kuti tese kuti kukwanisa kuzowana mhinduro yakanaka munguva inotevera. May I also inform the House that we have also been joined by Honorable E. Jesiah, who is the Deputy Minister for Sports, Arts and Recreation. Let me announce my list. It's as follows. I will also take another list. Honorable Senator Chief, first, Honorable Senator Chief Nema, followed by Honorable Senator Mackenzie, followed by Honorable Senator Matibiri, Honorable Senator Zindi, Honorable Senator Chief Dandawa, Honorable Senator Katumba, Honorable Senator Sbanda, Honorable Senator Mulilo, Honorable Senator Ndlovu, and Honorable Senator Chakabuda. I will take another list if time permits. Honorable Senator Chief.
Maita President, muvunzo wangu wakanangana na Minister ve Local Government. Muvunzo wangu ndewekuti kumamisha kwatinogara takuti kana tichida kudhrowerwa maplan kunzi ava kudhrowa nemunhu unonzi architect. Kuri kunzi kwakauya kudai secular kana police from the minister. Nyaya yangu ndeyekuti kana zvirizvo minister makakonsidhawo here zvinogara zvitaurwa napresident zve-ease of doing business nemhaka iyo ndichidaro maarchitect kumusha kwedu hakutorina hamene kuti vane vakadzidza chii zvekare vari kunzi vanofanira kunge vakarejestwa maarchitect acho kumusha kwandogara vanonzi vanowanikwa kumasvingo kusvika kujerera i100 kilometers ini kuarea indotonga kusvika kwainopedzisira kune 100 kilometers zvekare munhu uri ikoko unoda kuvaka iwo mari maarchitect acho stand dzekumamisha ikoko kunana 100 kilometers kwetinotaura go for 3,000 or 2.5 iye unotoda 2.5 yacho kudrowa plan makakonsidhawo here isuwo kumusha kuti business redu rifambe izvo ndezvipi muri kuti kudii nokugadzisa maprice avo kana zvirizvo maita henyu.
Honorable Minister.
Mazviita mubati wechigaro regedzai nditende mambo seneta mambo wavhunza mubvunzo wakanaka. Tine donzo rapresident nderekuti tivake nyika yedu yeZimbabwe kuti ibudirire kufanana nedzimwe nyika dzabudirira patichasvika mugore ra2030 nekuraudza. Kubudirira ikoko hakusi kutarisa kuvaka mumaguta chete. Kubudirira ikoko kuri kutarisira kuvaka nekumamisha kwatinobva kuti nyangwe dzimba dzatinovaka mumamisha dzinge dziri dzimba dziri maringe nebudiriro. Mutemo unoti watinoshandisa kumamisha panyaya dzebudiriro unoshandiswa nemakanzuru unonzi Rural District Councils Act unotsanangura zvizere mambo kunowanikwa zvinotarisirwa munhu kana achiwaka. Ndikutaura izvi maringe nedzimba dzaakuvakwa kumaruwa dzatiri kuyemura tese dzinokwira mudenga dzakanaka dziya idzi dzasiyana nekungotara kwataita nenhano totema mapango tocherera pasi imba yopfirirwa. Dzadzimba dzekuti dzinofanirwa kunge dzichiwakwa. Wana mazvikokota votibatsira kusumudza maplana acho, angava maarchitects amataura, angave mainjiniya vachishanda pamwe chete. Asi hurumende yakati vemakanzuru ngavagare vaine maplani akasiyana siyana avanopa pachena kuvanenge vachida. Vaya vanenge vasingade maplani anowanikwa kumakanzuru vanozotsvaga architect anowadhroera zvinoenderana nehomwe yako. Ndo mabudiriro dzatiri kuita kuMinistry yeNational Housing and Social Amenities. Kune bandiko rinoona nerural housing riri kusumudzira, riri kupembedza zvikuru kuti pataakuvaka maringe nezvatiri kusangana nazvo zviri kukonzereswa nekushanduka kwemwaka yedu, climate change, taakuda kuvaka dzimba dzekuti nyangwe kukanaya denga ritorwe nemvura, nyangwe kukaita mhepo imba haipwanyike. Saka dzimba idzodzo dzinenge dzichikwanisa kunge dzichirarama kana kwaitika matambudziko akaita seiwayo dzinotowanikwa dzanyorwa nevana mazvikokota vakazviendera kuchikoro kuti vaite. Asi makanzuru edu tinaakurudzira kuti vange vachigara vaine maplani akasiyana siyana avanopa pachena kumhuri yeZimbabwe inenge ichida kuvaka kumaruwa ikoko. Ndaizokumbira kuti muzotinyorera muchitipa kanzuru yekwamunobva nemuenzanise kuti makamboda kubatsirika here nekanzuru totoona tikabatsire sei madzimambo, nekuti imimi munoshanda nehurumende kutyaira chirongwa chedevelopment muri kumaruwa kwamunotungamira. Ndatenda.
Mazita, Honorable Minister, I recognize Honorable Senator Mackenzie.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, my question is directed to the Minister of Local Government. Honorable Minister, we see that some local authorities, particularly urban local authorities, are struggling with service delivery. My question is, what steps or policy frameworks are you putting in place to ensure that local authorities align service delivery with national goals, particularly Vision 2030? Thank you, Mr. President.
Honorable Minister.
Engineer Senator Ngube, my former teacher. For a very relevant and good question that he has asked. We are very much aware of the challenges that our local authorities at local governance level as well as central government are going through as a result of sanctions that were imposed upon us as a country. We are aware of the impact of sanctions on the government. However, His Excellency, through his leadership and wisdom, did not just sit and say, let's wait for sanctions to be removed for us to move forward. He said, let's look inwardly, let's use our own resources to better our future, to develop our country from where it is right now to an upper middle income economy by year 2030. Having said that, he then said we now need to focus primarily on local authorities, both urban and rural local authorities, in terms of ensuring that there is adequate service delivery in all the areas of service delivery, be it road maintenance, road rehabilitation, water supply, sewer and waste collection and management, and many others. He then said our local authorities rely on treasury disbursements for them to be able to function. Therefore, invite the private sector to invest in service delivery. We started with the city of Harare. We are all aware that in the city of Harare, in our capital city, we have private sector participating in waste management, in waste collection. We also have the private sector working on our water transformation system to ensure that we move from what we've been experiencing, leakages everywhere, or no supply of water, clean water at all, to digitized water management systems. And he has actually, as a policy, directed the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works, together with other ministries that participate in service delivery, to ensure that we invite both domestic and foreign investors to participate in service delivery. And he started by calling for action, saying no compromise to service delivery. And last year in September, he pronounced two critical policies. The first one was minimum service delivery standards. It's now a policy framework. Those that haven't seen it, you are free to come to the ministry and get documents so that you acquaint yourselves, particularly chiefs in your areas of jurisdiction. There is also the urban state land management policy. This is how we are now going to be managing urban land, be it under local authorities or under is state land in the urban areas, including the peri-urban areas. So we have got policies in place already that speak to development, that speak to an upper middle income economy status. What is lagging behind is for the generality of Zimbabweans to join government in the implementation as directed by National Development Strategy 2. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We have been joined by yet another minister, Honorable Kazembe, Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage. But according to order number 67, time for questions without notice has expired. Honorable Senator Chapudza.
Mr. President, I move for the extension of time
Who
to
seconds?
questions without notice with 30 minutes.
I second, Mr. President.
Seconded. When you ask for extension, you don't actually give me the time. You must get authority first. You get authority first, then I'll ask you with how many minutes, but you'd already said 30. Yeah, I'll use the powers vested in me. And because today we have more than a dozen ministers, it has never happened since last year. And honestly speaking, I'm very excited over that. However, it will not warrant 30 minutes. I'll get down a little bit. I'll allow 25 minutes. So, questions? Oh, I still have the list. Honorable Senator Matibiri.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. My question is directed to the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Professor Moy. Given the critical importance of skills development, especially in our quest to attain an upper middle income society by 2030, Honorable Minister, what relationship exists between your ministry and the Ministry of Skills Audit and Development in the area of assessment and evaluation of those critical skills necessary for our development or transformation? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Senate President. May I take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Senator for the question. His question is on relationships between MOPS and the Ministry of Skills Audit in areas of assessment and evaluation. Honorable Senate President, we have just started implementing the heritage-based curriculum. And in our implementation, we are working closely with other sister ministries through a whole-of-government approach. And we work so closely with the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, as well as the Ministry of Skills Audit. And regarding the issues that he requested, assessment and evaluation, we, through a whole-of-government approach, we value the inculcation of critical skills on our learners. The heritage-based curriculum emphasizes the inculcation of problem-solving skills. We want our students to go an extra mile and dream big in as far as innovation is concerned. We do have programs that we do jointly with the Ministry of Skills Audit in as far as evaluation and assessment is concerned. And in terms of assessment, because of the new curriculum, we had to replace CALA, continuous assessment learning activities, and replace it with the school-based project as an assessment tool. The problem with CALA was that students ended up writing as many as 30 or 36. That is why we had to remove. And with the implementation of the heritage-based curriculum, because we emphasize our students to discover new designs, to learn through discovery, to carry out research and innovation in digital libraries, in laboratories, computer laboratories, science laboratories. So we emphasize the importance of students having to identify societal challenges and come up with solutions in order to proffer solutions to the challenges that they encounter. So through a whole of government approach, we have agreed that the way to go is to embark on the school-based project. And a teacher is a facilitator of learning. We don't want teachers to do those projects for students. The projects must be unique, and as such, each student should identify a challenge that is peculiar to the area where they stay, then try to carry out research and innovation. The issue of skills is important, and that is why our president, in his wisdom, had to introduce a new ministry named Skills Audit. And as we offer our services, we evaluate everything. Board of knowledge, we evaluate the teaching strategies, the pedagogy, and so on. So we work closely with our sister ministries, including the Ministry of Higher Education, and we evaluate everything to look at the strengths and weaknesses of any of our programs that we intend to offer. And in that regard, that we have seen our the new curriculum contributing in a big way to economic development and growth, because we have aligned the new heritage-based curriculum with the national trajectory of the President Vision 2030. Because if we align with the national trajectory, we can only develop and realize the vision of the President through the power of education, because education is an enabler, is a tool that we can use to develop. And that is why we say those people who invest in education prepare for the future. And that can only be done when we evaluate the skills that we are offering to our students today. Thank you, Honorable President.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Senator Zindi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I stand guided in regards to the Honorable Minister I'm going to direct my question to. I'm directing this question to Minister of Local Government. And as I raise this question, I'm raising it with a heavy heart. Heavy heart in the sense that we are losing lives, particularly in capital city of Harare, where we are losing lives, police chasing after mshika-shikas, and in the process, the mshika-shikas, when they are running away from police, they overrun people and we lose lives. We are witnessing combis, mshika-shikas, now driving in First Street, which we all know that First Street, we don't have vehicles or traffic that drives along First Street. And this is what is happening today. So my question is, why have we deteriorated in terms of managing our local authorities to that extent, and what are plans in place in order to curb the chaos that we are witnessing and losing lives in Harare? I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Senator Zindi. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much,
And
Senate
probably
President.
Honorable Minister of Home Affairs might want to come in after you, Honorable Minister of Local Government. No, proceed.
Let me start by thanking you, Senate President, and also thank Senator Zindi, Honorable Senator Zindi, for a very pertinent question. The issue of our urban local authorities is a problem that we must look at Senate President as the whole of society approach, not government and others, or local authority and others. I don't want to repeat what I said in my earlier presentation, but I want to say the deterioration in service delivery, or the way the local authorities are being run, is not a management of local authorities by central government, but it is the quality of people that we elected to run our local authorities.
Order.
Senate President, it is the truth that will set
Proceed.
us free. The quality of people that we chose to run our local authorities, particularly in the urban areas, some of them were working for us in the northern suburbs. Point of order. Point of order.
You must state the rule that has been breached in the standing order.
Thank you, Honorable President. I raise on a point of order to the Minister of Local Government on his answer, which Zimbabweans are waiting for. Honorable Minister.
Order, Honorable Senator.
Honorable Minister.
Order. Court the section that has been breached that allows you to say out your...
Honorable President.
Yes.
Honorable President.
Yes.
I'm not the first one to rise on a point of order. And
Order.
this is not the first time that...
Order.
yeah,
Order.
you cannot just... Yeah.
Order. You can take your seat. And switch off the mic. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Sir. We have got a myriad or a variety of challenges that are facing urban local authorities. It's starting from the quality of management within the officers running the local authorities. That's number one. Number two is the quality of elected officials that are in the local authorities. Number three, I may want to give you an example. In 2025, His Excellency put a commission of inquiry in place to investigate and recommend course of action on how City of Harare is being managed. That commission of inquiry has finished its job. The document was submitted to His Excellency. We are going to be meeting pretty soon to get guidance as to the way going forward. But what I can disclose here is this is a local authority where one of the senior officials in that local authority even forgot his physical address where he comes from. These are the issues that I'm talking about. How on earth can I forget my physical address and I'm expected to be managing a budget of $1 billion for the city? So the challenges are far and wide. The other challenges are as a result of the population in our urban areas has increased tremendously to the extent that when they were designed in the 60s and the 70s, the infrastructure that was put in place was to cater for people less than 1 million. Harare, for instance, was to cater for about 600 people, the white community that was living in Harare. Now we have got per family 3-4 cars, yet the road was designed to cater for maybe 10 cars. So the quality of our roads needs revisitation. The quality of water supply systems, which we are now working on, the quality of sewer management systems, every service require rehabilitation. These are some of the challenges that we are looking at in terms of the infrastructure. But be that as it may, in 2022, the President came up with a policy of densification. What we did not do when we looked at densification in terms of cluster development so that we could provide more accommodation for people. What we were slow in acting on as Minister of Local Government, we take responsibility, was to improve the attendant services in the areas where the cluster development was taking place. Attendant services in terms of the road network, water, sewer, and so on and so forth. Those remained as well at the stage where they were designed in the 70s. Yet a place where there was one house, we now have 25 houses. 25 houses with one house with a minimum of maybe 7 people. So we are now working on what we are now calling urban transformation, looking for primarily to ensure that we upgrade the road network system, we upgrade water supply, we upgrade sewer, we upgrade even the waste collection systems. This is how we are now tackling the problems that are there in the local authorities. As to Mshika-Shikas chasing, or police chasing Mshika-Shikas, I think also have a challenge of...
Mr. President, on a point of privilege.
Point of privilege.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I would like to...
That was the Senate question and answer session that were very key and pertinent issues being discussed in the House today. And one of the key issues that we talked about is the heritage-based curriculum, which the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education says it shall be compulsory, including in private schools. Of course, senators are raising concerns that these private schools, because of the curriculum, some are writing Cambridge and they are ignoring the heritage-based curriculum. So what they are saying is that from next year onwards, all those private schools that may want to sit for Cambridge might have to apply to the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education and seek permission there. But from next year, 2027, the Minister says it shall be compulsory. And also the issue of value addition in the mining sector came back again into the House, specifically the lithium mining. Zimbabwe, you may want to know that Zimbabwe has got the largest lithium deposits in Africa and 5th in the world. And the senators were expressing concerns that, of course, we have seen the ban of the export of lithium concentrate, but what is the government doing to also try and capacitate small-scale players who might not, local players who might not have the capacity to process this lithium? And of course, we hear the minister saying that in line with Vision 2030, which is premised upon industrialization, they would want to also set up industries that are going to be manufacturing batteries, as we predicted that. They're saying that they're going to be capacitating local companies that have been producing lithium batteries, which is very key, of course, as the country looks into going green and also moving to using solar panels as a source of energy. And for me, Mnyarazi Msiwa, and everyone else here at ZBC, till we meet again next time, stay informed and stay engaged.
It's the Premier League, all on DSTV. All the goals, clashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka.
Their start is getting better and better and better.
All in HD.
It just makes no sense.
Available on all these bouquets to choose from. To watch on all these devices. Stay connected for all the action.